Ever wondered how a common tractor company became a tech giant? John Deere, synonymous with farming equipment, almost made a costly mistake that could have cost them billions. But the company had a secret weapon that helped them save the day. How did they avoid the disaster and turn it into an opportunity to make it to the top? Farmers in the 19th century faced a multitude of challenges, many of which stemmed from the rapid industrialization and economic changes of the time. From falling prices, rising cost of production, debt, industrialization, monopoly of power, global competition, droughts, pests, disease, extreme weather, land ownership, and worst of all, lack of mechanization, the farmers were really struggling. Deere's childhood trauma increased his compassion for the farmers, and he deeply wanted to help make things easier. So he made a decision to use his skills as a blacksmith to create some tools. But the tools were just the beginning. What set him apart was the self-scouring steel plow, invented in 1837 by transforming a Scottish steel saw blade into a plow. Before Deere's steel plow, most farmers used iron or wooden plows that became caught in the rich Midwestern soil and had to be cleaned regularly, making the work more tedious and time-consuming. Deere saw this problem as an opportunity to create a lasting solution, so he designed a highly polished steel surface that allowed soil to slip off easily. This tool addressed the difficulties of tilling the prairie state soil and considerably inspired migration into the American Great Plains throughout the 19th and early 20th centuries. Satisfied customers started talking about the new product in town, and farmers from neighboring communities came to buy it for themselves. The conventional method of conducting business was to manufacture the goods based on demand. This style was extremely sluggish. As Deere realized that this was not a viable business model, he increased production by manufacturing plows ahead of time and putting them out for sale. This allowed customers to not only see what they were buying ahead of time, but also to purchase his products efficiently. Business boomed, and in order to increase reach and take the business to the next level, he decided to start a new partnership. A decision that looked good, but almost proved disastrous in the course of time. Initially, John Deere, the founder of Deere & Company, had a beautiful life as a child, living on a small farm with his parents. He was happy and enjoyed helping out whenever he was permitted. He was born on February 7, 1804 in Rutland, Vermont, United States. But as he grew up and things became more difficult, he relocated to Grand Detour, Illinois in order to be able to make a living. Who would have thought a simple farm boy would eventually build a global business empire that would revolutionize farming as they knew it? Interestingly, his passion was born from the painful experiences he had as a child. The entire family had memorable moments on their small farm, and he greatly admired his father, who diligently taught him the ropes. However, a tragedy he would never forget struck when his father discovered he had an inheritance, and in the bid to better provide for his family, he left to claim his inheritance. Unfortunately, that was the last time they ever saw his face. Deere's fairly comfortable family began to experience hardship as his mother struggled to provide for him and his siblings alone. Deere watched his mother strive to plant and harvest on their small farm without tools to make her work easy, and it broke his tender heart. Being moved by her plight and struggles, he tried to help her as he could, but everything he did was insignificant. He decided to learn other skills in order to be able to support her. Over time, Deere met a man who would change his life forever. He was an established blacksmith who erected a 1,378 square foot, 128 meter squared shop in Grand Detour in 1837. Deere offered to work as an apprentice, an opportunity that allowed him to work as a general repairman in the hamlet. He learned how to make implements like pitchforks and shovels. This training helped him grow in his skills as a blacksmith. Life got a little better, so in a few years he married and had some kids. Things eventually went back to the status quo and life got even more difficult. This inspired him to relocate with his entire family in order to find greener pastures. Little did Deere know that their journey to Grand Detour, Illinois would be the start of a business empire that would solve the needs of countless farmers and cause a global agriculture revolution. In early 1843, Deere formed a commercial partnership with Leonard Andrus, and the first business decision they made was to purchase land for a new two-story plant on the Rock River in Illinois. This made the flow of water easier, and they ended up using water power to run their machinery. The new manufacturing factory produced approximately 100 plows in 1842 and approximately 400 plows the following year. Things were going well, life and business were good, but Deere was not satisfied. It seemed to him that business was no longer about his passion to help farmers solve their problems, but rather it was now all about making more and more money. He was in a fix and knew he had to do something quickly or lose his vision. However, in 1853, Deere purchased Tate & Gould's shares in the company and invited his son Charles Deere to become a partner with him. Their production has grown such that aside from plows, the company was also producing wagons, corn planters, and cultivators at the time. Deere's decision to stick to producing value proved to be the best course of action because in 1857, the firm produced roughly 1,120 implements per month. But more challenges were to come. In 1858, the corporation suffered as a result of a nationwide financial recession. To fight and survive this inflation, the firm announced its new development, a steam engine designed to pull its plow, but the product did not go viral in the market. Hence, it had to devise another strategy to stay afloat. The corporation was restructured to avoid bankruptcy, and Deere gave his stake to his son-in-law Christopher Weber and his son Charles, who was to assume most of his dad's administrative responsibilities. Things started to improve. In 1868, the company was reorganized and established under the name Deere & Company, and during that season, some further changes were made. Then, in 1869, Charles began introducing marketers, marketing centers, and independent retail dealers to help the company expand its sales countrywide. Deere & Company earned Best and Greatest Display of Plows in Variety at the 17th Annual Illinois State Fair, earning $10 and a silver medal. The company produces diesel engines, lawn care equipment, forestry equipment, agricultural machinery, and drivetrains, axles, transmissions, and gearboxes for heavy machinery. Along with other associated services, it additionally offers financial services. Their willingness to take risks and embrace change over the years has paid off handsomely, and they are now a global leader in agricultural equipment. However, before his retirement in April 1886, Deere was the company's president. The decision to transfer the business to others in the family saved the company. Just as Deere predicted, in time things got better. Sadly, John Deere passed away in Moline, Illinois 1 month later in May 1886. His death did not have a negative effect on the company. Instead, it continued to serve its customers, getting bigger, better, and richer as the years went by. Deere & Company are responsible for solving lots of problems for farmers and also providing jobs for thousands of people worldwide. The journey of Deere & Company is an inspiration to individuals and businesses globally, and their success story is just beginning. Recently, Deere revealed in July 2024 that it would be laying off 600 workers from its factories in the Midwest and that it was thinking of shifting some of its production to Mexico. Although a lot of people questioned the wisdom of the decision, given that the business had a fantastic year in 2023 where they made profits of over $10 billion. Deere's focus on heritage, quality, and safety has helped them to earn the trust of farmers around the world. Their ability to adapt and innovate has allowed them to not only avoid a billion-dollar mistake, but also to reach the top of their industry. Tell me, what was the most inspiring thing about Deere and their remarkable story? Do you believe he made the right decision to end the partnership? While you are still here, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Thanks again for watching.